What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another one on the A-Team channel. Now, in the last video I made, which was about international exams being cancelled, which if you haven't checked out, once you've watched this video, I would recommend that you go and do so, as that video was packed with useful information, so it really is worth checking out. I don't usually just say that. Also, some of you really expressed and vented your thoughts and experiences about how the cancellation of exams, or the lack thereof, has affected you on a personal level. I was very surprised to hear how many of you really wanted the Cambridge International exams to get cancelled.
You're cancelled, kid.
And having gathered what you're undergoing, I can fully understand and empathize with your situations. And this is why I've gone ahead and made this video. I'm aware that there is a petition out there that has been signed by over 30,000 of you to try and get the exams cancelled, and how tweets and messages to Cambridge International have also been blocked. This has greatly intrigued me, and I wanted to find out more about the situation and what was taking place, since last year Cambridge didn't put up a fight and did go ahead and cancel the exams worldwide. So I wanted to get to the bottom of whether Cambridge would allow exams to happen this year in 2021, or whether they would go ahead and cancel. And if they are, then why are they taking so long? In fact, if you watch until the very end of this video, you will see me speaking directly to a representative from Cambridge International. Firstly, Cambridge International are the world's biggest exam board and education body, operating in over 160 countries and having an outreach of something nearly close to 1 million students. Now that is a lot of students under their wing. So why is it that they are unwilling to cancel the exams? Well, contrary to popular belief, i.e. that it's all about profiting, I really don't think it comes down to that, because even though the other exam boards have gone ahead and cancelled their exams, they're not exactly losing money because of these exams being cancelled. In fact, even though exams are cancelled, let me assure you as an examiner from this private exam center, exam boards are still charging to get people registered. I don't think many of you are aware, but the likes of AQA have even recently put up their prices. And also, in order to get the CAGs, you have to be registered to sit the exam. So if you haven't been registered by February 21st, which is the deadline, then you may actually lose the chance of getting your grades this year. So if it's not the money aspect, then what else is preventing Cambridge International from cancelling their exam? There's a few things behind this, and that is Cambridge International did in fact cancel last year's May-June 2020 exam series globally, just like the rest of the exam board. Obviously, as you can imagine, with the number of students that they have, this obviously affected a number of students worldwide. And it's not just in one region. Cambridge also had to cancel exams in certain regions like Nepal and India in the autumn, October and November series of 2020. Also a quick plug, also on that note guys, my next video will be about the 2020 autumn exam series for both GCSEs and A-levels, and whether they were any easier than the previous exam series. So do look out for that one, and also do get subscribed to get the latest notifications. So Cambridge have made concessions for some of its students in the past, and also they tend to have differing examining windows which vary from one place to another. So like for instance, in Nepal and India at this moment in time, there is the February-March exam series that is currently running, and I reckon they feel that if they went ahead and made any announcements or cancellations for the summer exams, then this series could be adversely affected. I've also gone ahead and inquired with Cambridge International, and you will see from the conversation that I had, they are seeking guidance from local authorities in local regions to decide whether exams are going to go ahead. For example, the British Council of International Schools have even expressed themselves that there are mixed feelings coming from different schools internationally about whether exams should be cancelled or not. Now, I wasn't able to get any further insight from this, but my logical guess is that it becomes a little bit more complicated, and that is because there aren't any alternative measures, or there's a lack of alternative measures in place to award students with grades. So unlike the UK, where you've got Ofqual who have devised a program, Cambridge on the other hand, considering how broad and diversified they are, have issues trying to set one unified stance of grading their students worldwide. Hence why believing that exams are the fairest outcome. What do you guys think of this? If Cambridge were to cancel their exams, what should they do? What should be the ways that you guys get your grades? Should Cambridge just instead postpone their exams? Share your thoughts on this down below, and let's see if you guys have an interesting, feasible solution to this. Maybe they might want to hear you out. Okay, so as I've mentioned earlier, I actually got in contact with a Cambridge International representative, and I tried to ask all the burning questions that some of you have been asking me. So this is what they had to say.
Thank you for calling Cambridge International. Your call may be recorded for training and quality purposes.
Alright, how can I help you today?
I just wanted to get an update with regards to the exams that are taking place in the UK. I've been hearing mixed messages regarding the exam situation. Are Cambridge International exams still taking place?
So So we're still running exams, but in countries where local authorities made it impossible so basically internationally, we are still running exams. The only difference is that, so for example, like in the UK, where the local authorities made it impossible for exams to go ahead, we are actually looking into an alternative approach. One example is like the teacher assessed grades, but we don't have anything concrete yet at this time, and we are asking for more time.
So would that apply to A levels, IGCSEs, and O levels?
Yes.
Okay, so that's basically all exams in the UK that are now no longer going to go ahead.
As of now, that's the only information that I have. So we're looking into an alternative approach, but for more specific information, we don't have anything concrete yet.
Now, with regards to the alternative arrangement, would the same sort of outlook of what Ofqual are looking to do, would that be the same thing that Cambridge International would follow then?
As I've stated earlier, we don't have anything concrete yet. We need more time before we can confirm anything.
You said internationally, the exams would still continue running. As far as I'm an examiner with this private centre, but I tend to have a lot of students based abroad that we're in contact with, and they're constantly sort of informing me how they want their exams to be cancelled, and they've actually protested towards Cambridge International and whatnot. What is the likelihood of exams being cancelled internationally?
Well, as of now, the current update is that exams are still going ahead unless the country or their government would make it impossible for them to take exams.
So the countries that you mentioned that are in this position are the UK, and are there any other countries that you're aware of that are in this position?
Only the UK and Mexico.
And Mexico. So the exams in the UK and Mexico are not going ahead in the traditional format.
That is right.
Okay. And there's no other updates with regards to any other country at this moment in time.
As of now, only those two.
And you have no further information with regards to any plans to cancel exams in other countries?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
Actually, for the UK and Mexico, what they have actually given us is that we are still looking into the alternative approach, but nothing stating that exams are actually canceled. Nothing like that. Nothing like a direct confirmation. It's the only confirmation that they've given us is that they're looking into an alternative approach. But as to any information or specific information, nothing yet.
So does that mean that exams aren't officially cancelled, that they could still go ahead in the UK as well as Mexico?
Well, it's possible because according to the last update, there's nothing stating that they did not state that exams are cancelled. It's just that at this time, the current status is that they're looking into an alternative approach similar to a teacher assessed grade, but nothing stating that exams are cancelled.
All right, okay. I can only imagine, I'm pretty sure you can as well, the level of confusion that must leave students, teachers, centers, schools alike, everywhere, with that level of sort of ambiguous communication, because some people out there are actually, informing me that exams in the UK have been cancelled by Cambridge International, and I've actually just called up to actually find out whether that's the case. So you're telling me that it's not fully cancelled and it's not fully alternative arrangement. All you're telling me, basically, if I can conclude correctly, is that you're looking into matters.
Yes, because we're not yet done. That's the information. We're not yet done with the decisions that are being made.
What do you think? Do you think Cambridge International exams will get cancelled abroad? Do you think there will be other countries? What we're trying to get at is, look, AQA, EdXL came out, as well as Cambridge International, when exams were first cancelled in the UK, along with Cambridge International. These exam boards said, no, we're going to go ahead and conduct the international exams. Oxford AQA and EdXL last week came out and said, no, we are no longer going to conduct those exams, gone ahead and cancelled those, and we'll be following, guidelines of what Ofqual are going to set for exams and whatnot. What's the chance of Cambridge doing a U-turn as well, going down the line?
I'm unable to answer that. I don't have that kind of information.
Will there be is there like an update coming out from Cambridge anytime soon? Will there be an official sort of a statement made by Cambridge?
Well, we do send out updates weekly. The last one that we had was February 4. I know that there's one coming out this week, but we send that to centers 1st.
And lastly, the one thing that I wanted to ask was, with regards to that update, will the latest update, is there any information regarding changes in exams?
Well, I don't have that information yet.
So what should we inform our students here? Should we tell them that exams are going ahead? What advice should we be giving students?
What we do is we inform schools to submit their entries still, just to be sure, because remember, we've also extended our deadline according to the latest newsletter. Now the deadline for the first time entry would be March 7, because I know there's a lot of uncertainty, that's why. And there's a lot of challenges meeting the February 21 deadline. So we have extended the entry deadline.
But my question being is, with all of that in place, I deal with students on a face value, as in, like, the point that I'm really trying to make is, even with these extended deadlines, if people don't know for sure if exams are going ahead or if there's going to be alternative arrangements, what I'm trying to get at is people aren't going to be willing to sign up for these assessments, if that makes sense, because people want to know that, look, if exams are going ahead, then I'll sign up. If exams are not going ahead, or if there's this sort of mixed, ambiguous sort of climate, then I'm not going to sign it. What we need from Cambridge is some transparency, as in, what do you intend to do? If you want exams to go ahead, stick with that position. Let us know that exams are going ahead, so that we as centers can communicate that to students, and students can then know what to do. Because this sort of ambiguous, sort of like, 1 minute you're on, 1 minute you're deciding, is still not sure whether they'll be going ahead or not. This is creating a lot of confusion on the floor, and a lot of people are feeling very, very apprehensive. You know what I mean? A lot of students are feeling very apprehensive. There's students abroad that are telling me that they haven't been in school since March of 2020. So these are people in places like India, in Italy. So it's all across the world. It's not a certain part of the world. People across the world that, you know, that are registered to Cambridge International are informing, you know, people like myself as an examiner in the UK, that they've not had formal education since March of 2020, and how Cambridge can go ahead and insist that exams must take place. So what I'm trying to get at is, I know you're probably not the person that makes these decisions, but I think, you know, as an employee of Cambridge International, that you should go ahead and, you know, speak to seniors and tell them that, look, this is the information that we're getting from people that are dealing with students on a face-to-face value. Because like I say, it's not doing anyone any favors. You know, we need transparency at this moment in time, because, you know, people can't make decisions like this, decisions that impact lives going forward, and especially during such a, you know, already a precarious period that we're in.
Yes, I understand. I'll record all their feedback, and of course, all of the feedback, they're always passed on to the people who make the decision. So don't worry about that. And we've also sent out surveys to schools, so they also provide us feedback as well. All
right. Thank you. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate the fact that you were able to just give me some form of news with regards to what's happening. Well, I hope that was insightful, guys. I really tried to get to the bottom of the barrel on what intentions Cambridge have for continuing to state that exams are still running. It's very apparent to me that they are very, very conflicted, but their inner turmoil isn't exactly helping you or me out in this. And I personally think that with all the pressure building up, I honestly think that they too will cave in at some point, or at the very least give schools and centers the options of running these exams. It really is difficult to put a tab on this, but I do think in the end they will have to put the students first, because ultimately it's you guys that have to sit the exams. Well, I hope that this video was informative to you in some way. If it has been, then do drop us a like on this video, as that really helps us make more informative videos on topics that are of interest to you. And also do consider subscribing to the channel to stay informed. And on that note, guys, my name is Amin, and I will catch up with you another time.